CloudCover is your trusted source for managed IT, hosted voice, and cloud solutions. In today's world, IT is an essential part of business, no matter if you visit with patients or perform lawn maintenance. All companies need some sort of technology to effectively communicate with their clients, process requests, keep accurate records, send invoices, pay bills, the list goes on. Whatever industry you are in, CloudCover can help, whether you have your own IT staff or not. CloudCover has solutions that cover businesses of all shapes and sizes. When IT breaks down, it can be costly. Let CloudCover build your most robust, reliable, mobile, and secure platform that will keep your business running smoothly and securely while providing the flexibility of working anywhere. Give us a call at 225-755-9422 or visit us on the web at cloudcover.com. That's spelled CLOWDCOVER.com. CloudCover, CLOWDCOVER.com, a proud sponsor of Hustle Makes It Happen, the podcast.
With combined decades of experience, the staff at Rockstar Buildings will make your next metal building purchase quick and easy. Specializing in all types of metal buildings, from carports to garages to barns and more, Rockstar Buildings wants to be your go-to source for all your metal building needs. Priding themselves on experience, reliability, quality products, and stellar customer service has made Rockstar Buildings our choice for our metal building needs, and we could not be more pleased with the workmanship, service after the sale, and of course, the hustle of everyone at Rockstar Buildings. Y'all, let me tell you about the hustle of Rockstar Metal Buildings. I personally use Rockstar Metal Buildings to build a 60 by 40 shop in my house, and I could not be more pleased with the quality of product and service that they provided to me. They were awesome from start to finish. Give them a call or visit them on the web at rockstarbuildings.com to see the many examples of what Rockstar Buildings can do for you. Rockstar Buildings, a proud sponsor of Hustle Makes It Happen, the podcast. What's up, everybody? You're listening to Hustle Makes It Happen, a podcast about the grit, the determination, and the mindset that it takes to become a winner. Success is not an accident. It lives outside your comfort zone, in the trenches, where excuses are met by brick walls. So strap in, tighten up, and let's get ready to hustle. What's up, hustlers? Hey, we made it. This is the end of season 2, the wrap-up show for season 2, another one in the books.
Man, I can't believe we're 20-some-odd episodes already through this thing. So, thank you. That's the only words that come to my brain every time I think about this, because if we don't have the viewers and you don't like the content we're putting out, we ain't doing shit. We ain't,
bro.
That's the way it goes. If you ain't watching, we just sitting in this room, we can go do that and not spend some money. We can go talk to we can go talk to each other over a beer. So, thank you guys, all our viewership, all the people that have sent emails, texts. I have friends that I talk to more now on a regular basis about the shit that goes on this show than I talk about anything else. They've given some cool insights, and I mean the whole mental. I know we're going back to season 1, but the whole mental awareness show came from a viewer.
That's right.
So that was pretty cool, man. But to start off on season 2, we started off with a banger.
Yeah, man. So we're going to keep this one kind of short. I don't want to take up a bunch of time with the season wrap-up. I want to take a few seconds to kind of go through the episodes that we had and talk about some of the lessons we learned there, and then give you guys a couple of little tips and hints about what we're going to try to pull off in season 3. We're going to try to keep this thing going for as long as we can manage. And that's, like Jay said, thanks to you guys for tuning in with us. But yeah, dude, we started season 2 off with a banger, man. And my takeaway from season 2, that was the first episode of season 2 was Woody Overton's episode.
That's right.
And what I loved about Woody's episode is how he was able to like take his natural personality traits and find a role that fit those personality traits.
It's like putting your foot in a shoe that fits.
Yeah, it just
perfectly.
feels good.
And he did, because now he's transformed his realm from being one of the, a pretty high-end, prolific guy in the state police and local police.
Yeah, law enforcement expert.
Now we can say it because it's happened. This dude just won multiple podcast awards.
Yeah, dude.
Multiple. And it's not like this little run-of-the-mill local. This is nationwide. And he's against
best male podcaster in the world. People's Choice Award winner. Dude is a stud podcaster.
Yeah, and that shows a testament to who he is and what he's doing in this realm in podcasting. So.
Right, but I think what it shows more than that is whenever you find something that just fits, like just build your life around what you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Build your life around the things that you have natural tendencies to do. Like I think a lot of people do this. They try to force this life and it just doesn't match their personality and it doesn't match what they're naturally good at. I think Woody was able to hit that crease that he was really good at something and it matched his personality trait and it's led him to astronomical success. That's the takeaway for me.
Yeah, I would agree. That's what I took away from that as well.
Yeah.
And then showing, like you said, the name of his episode, empathy. That showed why he's good at the things that he's good at too.
That's right. He's all about connecting with people and feeling their emotions.
I loved that show too. And we'll get off of that one after this, but I loved it because we, through the episode, showed him a personality trait that he didn't connect to his success. Like
he knew it was there.
But he didn't connect it to his success, and he kind of sat back and was like, "Oh shit, guys, I think you're right." Like I think that, and that was just from an organic conversation in this room. But it was pretty badass.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool moment.
So going into episode 2, for me, so this was Megan Godot and
JM Boutique.
Yeah, JM Boutique, which she takes probably a good portion of my money every month. But for me, listening to her talk, she kind of got pushed off the ledge.
Yeah.
But she's probably one of the first ones that she talked about how big her faith was in what she does. Like she's very faith-based and she puts that before anything and just loving on her business.
Dude, I was just about to say that because we've repeated it a couple of times and we've talked about it in our own business.
Yeah.
We took what Megan said about pouring her heart and her soul into her business and into her customers and really loving on it like it's one of your kids or part of your family and just nurturing it and giving it the attention that it deserves and watching it blossom. Like that was the takeaway for me, was loving on your business.
And I think she's a genuine person.
Yeah, she's so compassionate
because the other day Macy's in there spending some of my monies, and my child, who's 4 months old, is having a 4-month-old day. So he is not happy, and he's pissed off, and he's screaming. And, of course, my wife's trying to try on clothes and buy this and buy that. And you know what Megan does? She goes and takes the baby out of the stroller, picks him up, and starts walking him around to calm him down. That's the store owner that did that for my wife. Like that just shows you the level of, like, she wants to be personable with her.
Yeah, she could have clients. She could have been like everybody else and been like, God, somebody shut this baby up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's not who she is.
Yeah. So I don't know. It shows a testament to who she is and why she's been successful.
Yeah, and then leaning into episode 3, if I didn't think I could, look, I fall in the trap of getting starstruck just like everybody else, I think. But I was starstruck whenever Woody came in because it's like, oh my God, Woody Overton's in here. Episode 3, we get the Cajun Ninja, right? Which was awesome because I didn't know a lot of the things about him that I learned in that interview. So,
agreed.
I didn't know where the Cajun Ninja part of I didn't know where the ninja part of Cajun Ninja came from. I didn't know he was a practitioner of martial arts, which was cool to learn.
But, it's funny. It ties back to Woody's thing, and he said it, Jason did. He said, Gary Vee told him, find a lane. If it gives you a little tick, double down on it and see where it goes. Which is, it's kind of the same thing where he found the lane that fit him and he doubled down on it and just kept going. Yep. I know it was a career, but Jason's is more like entertainment style, so different. But yeah, dude, the Cajun Ninja that is a humble, easy guy, man.
Yeah, that's my biggest takeaway from him was 2 things. He talks about humility and like recognizing that really nothing that you're doing. How do I want to phrase this? Like, it's not about how many people you can impact. It's about getting one. He said, if one person, and I took that away for our podcast. If, in the times you want to quit because you're not getting, 5,000, 10,000 downloads an episode, you might get 1,500. That's 1,500 people. Like, that's not zero. You know what I mean? It's 1,500 people that are listening to what you have to say. And he said that in his episode. He was, after he had his first million view episode or whatever, he fell into the trap that I think a lot of us fall into sometimes.
Yeah, looking at the numbers.
Yeah, you look at the numbers and you put your next video out and it gets 5,000 downloads, and he's disappointed in the 5,000. But he was able to keep the mindset that, like, man, that's 5,000 people that just watched that. And I've taken that into our show, where now instead of looking at the numbers and wanting to race to 1 million, I'm thankful for the 1,500 that we get consistently. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Obviously everybody wants that number to jump up, but
right.
That's 1,500 people that tune in every week and listen to what we have to say. I mean, that's humbling.
It is. And that's the word that comes, that's the word for him. He's humble.
That's right.
And he's enjoying the journey. You can tell he's enjoying the journey. And that dude's funny as hell.
Yeah, he's funny, man. He's just a genuinely good and funny dude.
So jumping off into, it was a realm that, we kind of touched on all new realms, but this one was different for me because they had a lot of different lanes and listening to their story. Chad Wall with the wall hangers.
Yep.
So, but they have dog boxes.
Yep.
And then their family, knowing what they've done around this area. Gator
Tracks boats. Yep.
They have their hands in a lot. And for these guys, it's all about family.
It's all about family, and it's all about that good old-fashioned country boy hard work. So he told that story about getting up whenever he was 10 or 12 years old and going out at 3:30 in the morning on a shrimp boat with his daddy.
Yeah. For
nothing. And he said, what was he, like 14? He might have been 12 to 14 when his daddy was finally like, hey, I'm going to start paying you deckhand wages. And man, that was, his story was about just working. And we talk about that in the show, just work and work and work and work and work until something gives.
But those dudes, man, took some chances. Borrowed Granny's money and just hopped on a plane to Vegas.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
But then ended up meeting some of the connections that they've had for the last 15 years.
That's right.
So it kind of shows the risk to reward ratio. Like you're not gonna get some big breakout like sitting on your couch.
Yeah, you got to take some action for sure. Yeah. You got to work, right?
Yeah,
that's right. What he talked about the whole time. Hey, y'all, if you're in the market for a real estate attorney that can handle all your title work needs, all your closing needs, all your succession needs, whatever your needs are in the real estate industry, look no further than our friends Shay Landry and the group at Milestone Title. Y'all, we use these guys for our personal business, and they have never let us down. They've been on top of the game every time we've used them. So whatever it is that you're looking for in the real estate industry, as far as a closing attorney or title work is concerned, check out our friends over at Milestone Title. Milestone Title, a proud sponsor of Hustle Makes It Happen, the podcast. After that one, we had Miss Louisiana. And I absolutely loved that episode because she, just like Megan, was one of the most authentically genuine people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And to hear her sit there talk, because I said it in her episode, pageantry, obviously I'm not going to go be in a pageant, but
you're too ugly.
I'm way too ugly. Even if I was a pretty girl, my mentality could not take that. My fragile ego could not take going out and standing on a stage and being told you're not good enough, year after year after year. And she went, what was it, 4 years in a row where she was
second place.
Yeah, second place. I'd have quit, bro. Just straight up, I would have quit.
She's right now currently in Las Vegas, right now as we speak, at Miss America.
Yeah, Miss USA.
Yeah, Miss USA.
Yeah. And I know, regardless of what the outcome of that is, her mentality and what she told us in here, and I know she's genuine about it, is if she gets eliminated in the first round, she's going to come home thankful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
She's going to come home with a humble heart and a humble mindset because she was one of the top 50 in the country.
Yeah.
She's the number one in Louisiana, and she stood on a stage with 50 other beautiful women and was out there putting herself out, being vulnerable, and that to me is very inspirational.
And I think the connection she makes is with these other girls across America. That's another thing that she takes home, that like these opportunities to meet and network and learn all these other girls, because that's a big thing, is talking about spreading the love through the organization.
Yeah, so. I want to talk about one more thing before I forget that she said that I thought that I kind of took personally. Is she said that nobody's special. You remember when she said that? She said nobody's special. There's nothing special about KT Scannell. There's nothing special about Chase Catalano. There's nothing special about me. What differentiates people that are successful is what they're willing to endure and the work that they're willing to put in.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
For her, it's more what was she willing to endure, because she went and competed and came in second place for 4 or 5 years in a row. She was able to endure beyond that, recognize that her worth wasn't in the crown and that her worth was in her works. And that's what drove her to be successful and to get the title as Miss Louisiana. So that was awesome.
And then jumping off now to the next episode, which would be a personal friend and sponsor of the show, Cloud Cover, Mr. Chuck Smith. And I actually liked listening. I knew his story. That's why I thought it was going to be a good one anyway. But listening to his story, it showed you he didn't graduate high school.
Yep.
Dove in. Got some certifications that were really hard.
Yeah, had a shit attitude for a while.
Yeah, and he didn't have the right attitude. So a couple of the companies were just like, this guy, he's there, and then he had some kids. He has a special needs child. All those things started like coming at him, and he started to realize like, this is on me. Like, my destiny is in my own path and in my own abilities. And then today he owns a very successful cloud company and doing very well for himself. I mean, every time I look on his page, they're hiring.
They're hiring, bro. I joked with him on it. He put out one of these jobs. It's like, I don't know how to do it, bro, but I'll come work for you. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
right.
you teach me and I'll come do it.
Yep. And knowing him personally, just to know that to where he was in life and then to where he is today, that's one of those things. I mean, he even said in his episode, he's like, I didn't go to school, but kids don't do that. But, school's not for everybody. But, finding a path that is good for you and your mentality and what you're going to be good at in life. It may not be college. It may be a trade school.
Yeah, and that's okay. So we, I think, as a society, don't do a great job of letting kids. And it started. I feel like it started when we were in like kindergarten or middle school, or whenever I was. Anyway, you were probably off in high school already. But I
was probably serving our country.
Yeah, this push to college, I think, is kind of a disservice. We'll talk about that at a later date. But after Chuck's episode was Ashley with Rockstar Metal Buildings.
Another sponsor.
Yeah, another sponsor. So, and that was not intentional to put those two back to back because they were sponsors. But we told y'all whenever we went and picked sponsors that we were going to get hustlers. That was it. And these are. I mean, Ashley.
Dude, this girl. She's a damn hustler.
Dude, she's a boss, bro. Like that's my favorite thing about her is like the way she carries herself and her attitude. Like she knows
she's out there grinding,
bro. And I follow her on Facebook, so I see every day she's got that dually loaded down with metal, and she's personally hauling that out. Like she's at the point where she could definitely hire somebody to go do what she does, but she doesn't want to.
She wants to be out in the field meeting her customers.
Yeah, she's I think kind of similar to Megan in the way she approaches her business, in that she wants her customers to know that they're dealing with her, that they're getting top quality service. And she even said it. She would rather.
She just had a little medical thing that she was going through. She's in the hospital, like sending out bids.
Yeah, dude, she's a straight hustler.
Yep, I love it.
Yeah, and one of the things that she said that that I really enjoyed was that you just gotta. There's no other. I think to summarize what she said was like, there's no way around the work. You just got to do the work. You know what I mean?
Nick Torito at Area Home Lending, Louisiana's top choice for mortgages. If you're looking to buy, build, or refinance, they have you covered. Don't get fooled by one of those online or out-of-state banks. Nick and Area Home Lending are Louisiana-based and lend in all of Louisiana. From Lake Charles to Lafayette or all of Baton Rouge to New Orleans. If it's in this state, Nick and his team are local experts and ready to help. Your home is one of the biggest decisions and investments you will make in your life. With trust, commitment, and care, Nick will walk you through the process, step by step, making the hardest decision easy and ensuring the process is as simple and painless as possible. And with Nick, you'll find out that you're not only just another transaction or number on the list. He's invested in you, and you become family with his goal to create a relationship that will always be there. Area Home Lending has access to the best loan programs too, and with the lowest rate and fees, all while delivering exceptional customer service. Please give him a call today at 225-663-2500 or visit him on the web at www.areahomelending.com. I guarantee you, he will take great care of you. Nick Torito and Area Home Lending, a proud sponsor of Hustle Makes It Happen, the podcast. Oh, man, the place I eat at every day.
Oh, bro, yeah, best lunch in Denham.
Yep. So I like this one because it had a different feel, and it's one because it was a husband and wife duo, but they took businesses. This is my viewpoint. They were taking businesses that were stale.
Yep.
They were there. They weren't failing businesses. They were just stale. They're just there, and they take them. They love on them. They elevated them. And now multiple, their gym is booming. I mean, it's not in our area, but, it's booming. They got multiple personal trainers now that have come in to work at that facility in the area. And then now you got 3 franchises. They're working on franchisee agreements for
Yep.
I mean, dude, it's just big. Like, you take one and it multiplies and it multiplies again. And now they're at 3 stores when they had 1.
Yep.
They bought the whole franchise. Man, they're just, and then once again, they've come into this area from another part of Louisiana and they've showed who they are, and they've been accepted by a lot of people in this area, and people they talk about them as people and as business owners, and they're giving back out in the community. So just great people doing great things in the community, and then ultimately giving a good product.
Yeah, they talked a lot about building their team too. So they're a husband and wife team that had to figure out how to work as a dynamic, which is a challenge in itself. But then they talk a lot about building the team inside your business and creating culture. And that's what he said led to the success in their businesses, was that elevation of the culture in the workplace. So I thought that was interesting.
What did you take from Anna Couture's trifecta episode?
Man, so Anna's, first of all, a huge ball of energy. For her, I think it was kind of her. She, I think, is very similar to some of the other people we talked about, where she knew what she had a passion for, and she was able to take her creativity and capitalize on opportunities that were presented to her.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. She put her own spin on sports therapy.
Her resume is impressive.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
But it's because of the situations that had presented herself, and she took them every time. Remember, I had my dream job. Never mind. I left that dream job to go
to my next dream job.
next dream job.
Well, look, that's important. That goes all the way back to season 1 with Cindy Haygood.
Yeah.
Whenever she said, "Be the best at what you're doing right now," and I think that's what Anna did. Like, she went and she was the best personal trainer at Southern Miss, and then she was the best personal trainer at LSU. She really poured everything that she had because she thought every opportunity that came to her was the best opportunity.
And then because of her hard work in that, here comes the next
Here comes another one. That's right. And that translates into something we're going to talk about in a minute, but I don't want to skip Josh Mancuso.
I think that was one of the best organic discussions that we had in this room. We touched on drug use.
Yeah,
we touched on some social barriers, really being the guy or girl that really was labeled as they weren't going to go fucking anywhere.
Yeah, loser.
And so the conversation that we had with Josh was just so organic, and just talking about being labeled as a 0, or probably I may not be going anywhere, or that's what the perception of people of him was, and then to know where he is today. And I mean, this dude's helping a lot of people. His gym is huge, and the coach that he is and mentor that he is to a lot of people. We're talking about grown ass men too,
right?
And what he's doing in life, man, is I don't know. It was probably one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah,
so far.
My favorite thing from Josh's episode was whenever he talked about learning the lessons that he learned that made him successful in business from that not very typical avenue, right? So he learned he was able to pick the lessons of microeconomics up from drug dealers, because that's what he was introduced to. That's what he knew. So I thought that was really interesting. And then talking about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. That was a big takeaway for me too. And then after that was probably my personal favorite episode to date because I felt like I was in an episode of Forrest Gump the whole time I was listening to it.
Yeah.
Mike Bradley's story
it
had me floored.
It had me, it hit me to the core, man, listening to, but God, man, this guy's tenacity to keep going.
Dude, just keep trucking. It's like nothing fazed the guy.
No. And then, but he's so genuine and where he's at. It's like he feels blessed every time he gets
anything.
And dude was the strength and conditioning coach at Alabama, not head, but like part of it.
Yeah, part of that team. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
And he just like glossed over like, yeah, it's just a thing that I did.
Man, I worked at strength and conditioning coach Alabama.
But what was so funny about his episode was that when Miss Lori Steele referred him to us, it was because he had went and won the gold medal at the transplant games. And we were like, oh, that was awesome. Let's get him on the show to talk about it.
We didn't even talk about it.
We spent probably a minute on it. Yeah, like right at the end of the episode, we talked about it.
Oh, yeah, man, I went there and I ran fast.
Yeah, but what was funny?
I think he literally said that. He's like, yeah, man, I ran pretty fast.
Yeah, what was interesting about his story, though, was that, like, I mean, he knew what he wanted in life, so he had the opportunity that took him away to Connecticut, and it didn't feel right for him, so he left and came back, and then took this opportunity, didn't feel right, so he left it. But
he's a big feeler of energy.
Yeah.
And when it's not right, he's out. He's out.
Yeah, dude. It was just so inspirational for me to hear how he went from kind of this pit to being homeless, which the pit, when I say the pit, like his marriage was falling apart and he had his kids and all that. So that's a low, but it didn't stop there. He ended up homeless, living on the street, bouncing his kids from hotel to hotel, and then just step by step, piece by piece, just chewed his way back to what seems like a very happy and fulfilled life. I think that man is capable of literally whatever he wants to do.
Oh, for sure.
But he's content being fulfilled in his life, and that's a huge takeaway.
That's right.
But I mean, that was it, man. That's the whole season. That's the recap.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed doing that because that just jogged like 20 million things in my brain from listening to all our amazing guests. Katie Benton Thompson is your local trusted realtor. Born and bred in real estate as a third-generation realtor, she deals with developments from lots and to houses. Katie was raised building the parish of Livingston. Her family roots have grown this parish for the last 30 years. This environment has educated Katie in all areas of real estate. I can tell you from personal experience, Katie Benton Thompson is a hustler in every way. She is constantly digging her heels in to give her clients the best buying or selling experience she can. Give Mandy Benton Realty Group a call and ask for Katie Benton Thompson at 225-953-0677. Season 2 was just as amazing as season 1, and I can't wait to jump into season 3. But we have some things that we'll just go over real quick just so that y'all can kind of know. The show is about mindset, and it's about grabbing the characteristics and the traits and the tendencies that help you get to the next level. And we're not the masters of that, but we are slowly implementing those things that we think that'll get you to the next level. And we're listening to our clients and our guests. So we have a little surprise, I guess. We're not changing the format of the show, but there's going to be some things that we add in season 3. So one of them is going to be the weekly sprint.
Yeah, we realize that an hour is a long time for us to ask you guys to come spend with us every week. So we want to try to give you some little nuggets and some little bite-sized chunks of information that you can take and try to implement in your everyday life. And look, like Jay said, we are not experts on any of this stuff, but we're learning these lessons through these interviews. So we want to be able to take some of the things that we've learned over the last couple of years, and then specifically the last couple of months while we've been running the podcast, and condense that down into something that we can just give you that's short enough for you to listen to on your way to work or on your way to church or whatever. And on top of that, the weekly podcast, you might start seeing some episodes where we don't have guests, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail with each other, just talking about topics that we choose. And hopefully one day we'll be able to get into some Q&A with you guys, and we'd love to do that. So if you have some topics that you want to talk about, just hit us up on Messenger or on Instagram or Facebook, or shoot us a text or whatever, send us an email. But I don't want you to be surprised if you tune in one week and we don't have a guest, okay? That's just part of the evolution process of the podcast. We don't want to lose the basis of the show where we learn from other people, But just understand that in life, like, things get complicated and you got to pivot sometimes. And that's what we're going to do to keep our commitment to you to try to continue to put content out. Right?
Yep. So season 2, done.
Season 2 in the books, baby.
Check.
It was awesome. Look, guys, totally humbled, totally appreciative for all the support. Like Chase said at the beginning, we love each and every one of you. Continue to send us your feedback. Make sure, if you're watching on YouTube, you go down, hit the little bell notification. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. The little bell will let you get a little pop-up notification every time we drop a new piece of content. We want to make sure you guys don't miss it. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the reviews, guys, they help. And we need help. So please, if you're a long-term listener of the show, go make sure you drop us a review on your podcast platform. If you're a new listener, I don't want to ask you for a review because we haven't given you anything yet. All I want to ask you to do is come back and get some content. Once you get some value out of the show, bring a friend. And once we turn you guys into long-term viewers, then we'll start bugging you about reviews. But in the short term, come back, get some content, give us your feedback, let us know what your thoughts are, and invite some friends in so we can continue to spread the word about the show.
That's it.
But that's it, guys. Told you we're going to keep this one short. Until next time, keep your head down, keep your eye on the ball, hustle makes it happen, but most importantly, have fun. Later.